John F. Kennedy ground, Delta 990, ready for pushback, requesting runway 13 right. Delta 990, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Delta 990. John F. Kennedy ground, Southwest 1836, ready for pushback. Southwest 1836, pushback approved, tail to the west. John F. Kennedy ground, Delta 420, ready to taxi to runway 13 right. Pushback approved, tail to the west, Southwest 1836. Delta 420, pushback approved, tail to the east. John F. Kennedy ground, November 888 Charlie Yankee, ready for pushback. November 888 Charlie Yankee, pushback approved. John F. Kennedy ground, Air Force 420, ready to taxi to runway 13 right. Pushback approved, November 888 Charlie Yankee. Air Force 420, taxi to runway 13 right, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 13 right, Air Force 420. Alaska 143, request permission to cross runway 13 left. John F. Kennedy ground, Delta 990, ready to taxi to runway 13 right. Alaska 143, taxi to runway 13 left, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 13 left, Alaska 143. Delta 990, taxi to runway 13 right, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 13 right, Delta 990. John F. Kennedy ground, Alaska 143, ready to taxi to runway 22 right. John F. Kennedy ground, Southwest 1836, ready to taxi. John F. Kennedy ground, Asiana 223 heavy, ready to taxi to runway 22 right. Alaska 143, cross runway 31 right, crossing runway 31 right, Alaska 143. Asiana 223 heavy, taxi to runway 22 right, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 22 right, Asiana 223 heavy. John F. Kennedy ground, November 888 Charlie Yankee, ready to taxi to runway 22 right. Alaska 143, request frequency change. Alaska 143, contact John F. Kennedy Tower on 119.1. November 888 Charlie Yankee, taxi to runway 22 right, contact tower when ready. Contacting John F. Kennedy Tower on 119.1, Alaska 143. Taxi to runway 22 right, November 888 Charlie Yankee. John F. Kennedy ground, Southwest 1836, ready to taxi to runway 22 right. Southwest 1836, taxi to runway 22 right, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 22 right, Southwest 1836. Approaching runway 22 right. Approaching runway 31 right. Southwest 1836. Request permission to cross runway 13 left. Southwest 1836. Cross runway 22 right. Please expedite. Crossing runway 22 right. Southwest. Approaching runway 31 right. Entered runway 31 right. Southwest 1836. Request frequency change. Southwest 1836. Continue taxi. Continue taxi. Southwest 183. Southwest 1836. Cross runway 31 right. Please expedite. Crossing runway 31 right. Southwest 1836. Southwest 1836. Contact John F. Kennedy Tower on 119.1. Approaching runway 22 right. Contacting John F. Kennedy Tower on 119.1. Southwest 1836. John F. Kennedy Tower, Southwest 1836. Ready for departure at runway 22 right. Remaining in the pattern. Southwest 1836. Line up and wait runway 22 right. Approaching runway 22 right. Line up and wait runway 22 right. Southwest 1. Entered runway 22 right. Air Force 420. Wind 200 at 13. Runway 13 right. Cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading until at or about 3,000 feet. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 13 right. Air Force 420. November 888 Charlie Yankee. Contact New York departure on 123.7. Contacting New York departure on 123.7. November 888 Charlie Yankee. John F. Kennedy Tower, Southwest 1836. Ready for departure at runway 22 right. Departing west. Southwest 1836. Wind 200 at 13. Runway 22 right. Cleared for takeoff. Fly runway. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 22 right. Southwest 1836. Southwest 1836. Contact New York departure on 123.7. Contacting New York departure on 123.7. Southwest 1836. Southwest 1836 is 6 nautical miles west of John F. Kennedy at 5,300 feet. Requesting flight following to Chicago Midway.
Southwest 1836, proceed on course to Chicago Midway.
Proceed on course, Southwest 1836.
Southwest 1836, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Southwest 1836, good day.